In my first Bleach video, I gave my opinion on how Bleach could have been fixed so that it could stand against One Piece and Naruto. In that video, I used Yu Yu Hakusho as a reference point to fix Bleach. But what if Bleach used Dragon Ball Z as a reference point instead? Bleach started to go down after the Soul Society arc, with the Arrancar arc repeating what happened in the Soul Society arc, and the Fullbringer arc emerging out of nowhere and removing Shinigami for most of the arc. Bleach's problems lie within its lack of a goal. Tite Kubo seems to not know what direction he wanted to take Bleach in. The story of Bleach is completely whack. It started off well and climaxed at the rescue arc. The next arc copies the story, but with characters that weren't as good and a much blander setting, paling in comparison to the Soul Society arc. The Fullbringer arc has decent characters, but the Shinigami, a large portion of the main cast, were completely removed until the very end, and we were given an okay at best story. Dragon Ball is a legendary classic series that basically created the shonen battle fantasy, but its story isn't very complex, especially in DBZ. It has the main cast fighting a new set of villains each saga that increasingly get stronger. Aliens attacking Earth, the heroes going to another planet to fight more aliens, and someone from the future warning the heroes about androids who will destroy the world. The story of DBZ almost seems improvised, similar to Bleach, yet that doesn't stop it from being great. What creates DBZ is not just the story, but the stories that are told within the characters and the fights. The plot of DBZ can be summed up by all the training scenes and the fight scenes. For example, I'll use the Saiyan saga. Some characters fight Raditz, the first opponent of the saga, and they beat him, but at the cost of Goku's life. The characters train and then fight the next opponent of the saga, Vegeta and Nappa, along with some Cybermen. Summarized, it doesn't sound compelling, but experiencing the story in the fights is what makes DBZ so good. I'll use the fight against Nappa as an example of story being told through fights. Tien starts out fighting Nappa but is outmatched, so in an attempt to protect his friend, Chaozu sacrifices his life to deal a blow on Nappa, but it turns out to be in vain when Nappa comes out barely injured. Angered, Tien sacrifices his own life to use one last attack, but it only manages to damage him a little. Krillin and Piccolo take his place and team up against Nappa, but they also aren't strong enough. When a blast is coming Gohan's way, Piccolo takes the hit to save him and dies in the process. When all hope seems lost, Goku appears and wipes the floor with Nappa, changing the battle. Vegeta then kills Nappa and prepares to fight against Goku. In just this one extended battle, a short story of friendship, struggle, and sacrifice is told. DBZ continues to do this throughout its entirety. The complex, long, and shifting battles are how DBZ tells its unique story. Character development is just icing on the cake. Characters sacrificing their lives for one another, Goku turning Super Saiyan at the loss of his best friend, Piccolo and Vegeta turning from villains into allies, and Gohan turning Super Saiyan 2 and reaching his potential are just a few examples of the character development that I'm talking about. So what if Bleach took on this style of storytelling? Kubo is already good at creating and drawing cool scenes, such as Ichigo's first Bankai transformation. In the Soul Society arc, he also proved that he could write really well-made fights. If Bleach's arcs laid out a simple, easy-to-follow story and instead focused on its characters and told the bulk of his story through long, complex fights with combatants switching out along with extremely memorable and inspirational scenes, Bleach could have been well respected and even more amazing than it already is. There could be one powerful opponent at the end of the arc, like Aizen, that characters take turns fighting, like in DBZ. The fights would end if a powerful ally shows up, if the heroes work together, or if someone gets a new power-up. The fights could tell great stories, having impactful deaths and character development mid-battle. The plot could take twists and turns depending on the results of the fights, similar to the Android saga. There could be training segments in between arcs and battles to make the heroes even stronger. Characters could learn Shikai and Bankai during a fight due to an experience in the fight. Characters could grow and change their initial mindset and so much more. Bleach could have been like a successor to DBZ. With this style, Kubo would be allowed to improvise on the story and focus on drawing cool and epic things. Bleach wouldn't have faced the problems it did if it was written with this style. I believe that Bleach could have been equals with One Piece and Naruto. if it took this style of writing. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. What do you think Kubo could have done to make Bleach better?